I think impeachment would succeed considering fuera de los buenos, as they say in Bicol. Hindi ko nila lahat. Most lawmakers at the House of Representatives would always know which part of the bread has butter and which part of the bread has butter and sugar.
That this is a question that can be answered only by those who are involved.
Okay, very good. Reaction, please.
Actually, our group, we officially call our group, we have a dream movement. As I said, our group, our two groups are only 2 of the 6. These are minor groups. These do not include the major anti-Duterte groups. Pero yun nga, okay, ano na kami na pagsimula ito sa mga di kilalang grupo, di kilalang tao. Kasi ang tingin naman namin, what is important is makita ng mga tao na totoo na marami na rin. Yung nag-trending na yun na House Duterte, totoo yun. Gusto namin maging mukha. And we will show that dito sa February 22. Ngayon, itong February 22, we call this People Power Rally. Actually, it's a vigil, it's a prayer vigil rally sa 22. We call this People Power Rally to commemorate yung People Power Revolution noong 1986. Pero reacting to the former Senator Biazon said na yung anything na unconstitutional or extra constitutional for that he does not agree to it. We want to clarify also that yung panawagan namin is people power.
Hindi lang not agree, I will oppose it.
Okay.
Because I am for the rule of law.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, yung ano po namin actually, we have issued a statement, yung group, na clarifying that though we are calling for a people power, the nature and the aim of our February 22 People Power Rally is not for an extra-constitutional means of ousting President Duterte. In the landmark case, ako po, as a lawyer, I have studied this case, Estrada versus Desierto, JR number 146710, that's 15. This was promulgated by the Supreme Court in March 2, 2001. In this case, diniscuss ng Supreme Court yung people power. Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, ang people power has been exercised by the Filipino people in 2 major events. Noong 1986, nung itapol si President Marcos, and nung kay President Erap, noong 2001. Pero anong clarification ng Supreme Court in that jurisprudence? People power is the direct exercise of the people by their sovereign power. So ibig sabihin, there is nothing unconstitutional with people power. Kasi it is the direct exercise. Maraming forms ng pag-exercise ng tao ng kanyang sovereign power. It could be expressed through the Constitution, ay through the elections, which is yun yung generally pinapaniwalaan natin. Pero with what happened in EDSA 1 and EDSA 2, dito, direct na exercise na ng tao ng kanilang sovereign power. And there is nothing wrong with the people directly exercising their sovereign power. But what is the difference between EDSA 1 and EDSA 2? Sabi ng Supreme Court, yung EDSA 1, ano yun overthrow of the government. Revolutionary yun So, nung maupo si former President Cory Aquino, dineclare niya, this is a revolutionary government. In fact, sabi ni President Cory noon, hindi niya sinusunod yung 1973. Kasi based on the 1973 Constitution, si Marcos ang pre-proclaim ng COMELEC, and he was declared winner by batasan, siya din ang pinasumpa ng Chief Justice. So, kung susundin yung 1973 Constitution, si Marcos yung nanalo. Pero, sabi ng ni noon, Freedom Constitution. Kaya nga inano muna yung 1973.
Okay.
Ngayon, that was extra constitutional, sabi ng Supreme Court. The aim of that is to overthrow a government. Revolutionary siya. Pero yung kay ERAP ng 2001, it's intra-constitutional. Meaning, within the parameters of the law, yung people power na yun, it was a people power in the exercise of the freedom of speech and assembly to seek redress of the grievances to the government.
Okay.
So ibig sabihin, within the bounds ng Constitution, kasi ang nangyari lang naman doon sa EDSA People Power 2, nagtipon-tipon yung mga tao doon sa may EDSA sign hanggang sa dumami ng dumami. And then, na-pressure si ERAP to resign, lalo na nung mga
Withdraw ng
withdraw
support.
na ng support yung mga local government officials, cabinet members, and sa huli, si former BND Secretary Mercado, saka si former Chief of
Chief of
Staff
Staff.
Angelo Reyes, the late Angelo Reyes, and si Ping Lacson. Nagpersa siyang magano. He
Oh,
was
wala
forced.
si Ping Lacson. No?
I
He was
remember.
on the other side. He was with Era.
Yes, pero yung last minute, nag-ano siya.
Anyway,
Ngayon, yun, sabi ng Supreme Court, that's not extra-constitutional. That's intra-constitutional. Kaya nga, ang justification noon, with the people power, na-pressure si Erap to resign. So the mode of transfer of power was not revolutionary.
Okay.
It was through resignation.
okay, Attorney, let me ask you this. Are you aware that the Supreme Court decides on almost parallel cases differently at different times? Because what the Supreme Court said in 1986 may have been a bit different from 2001. And you must also take into consideration that with the number of justices appointed by President Duterte today, without sounding racist, you don't have even a Chinaman's chance of winning.
Yes, but what I have just explained was on the question is the February 22 people power rally that we are calling extra-constitutional, or is it within the bounds of the government?
Okay.
I have clarified that it is within the bounds of the
All right.
but it is not meant to overthrow the government. It is but meant to express. It is an exercise of people power, of the right or the freedom of assembly and expression, and to seek redress for the grievances to this government. Now, it just so happened that our grievances are capsulized in the call, enough. We are calling the president to step down, resign. And resignation is one of the modes of removing a president.
Okay, I can understand, but the trolls have a way of answering you. Ano pala? Anyway. I'd like to open the floor to our colleagues from the media who may have questions. Yes, please, identify yourself and the entity you come from.
Attorney Third Spot from ABS-CBN. Are you prepared for sedition charges, if any?
Yes, when we spearhead this call for the president to resign, and when we call for the people to commemorate EDSA on February 22, and our way of commemorating EDSA is not just not just commemorating the ideals of EDSA, people power, but actually exercising it again. But I want to clarify, this is a people power in the exercise of freedom of speech and assembly. Now, we could be charged of sedition. Pero I am a lawyer, I know what is sedition. In sedition, there should be a public, there is tumult. Meaning, nang naging disorder, we don't intend to be disordered sa namin. In fact, we will start the activity with a rosary from 12 to 3 p.m. We will be praying the rosary. And then we will be having a candle lighting along EDSA. And then we will have a mass. We will end up the activity with a mass. So I don't see, I do not see seditious acts with those kind of, or with those forms of protest. Praying the rosary. We do not even have the usual calls na alam nating masyadong hindi acceptable sa tao. We just say na we just want the president to resign. Parang katulad nito kay Erap eh. Si Erap with the pressures galing sa iba-ibang sectors, even from within his circle, na-realize niya it's time to go. In fact, kung mababasa natin yung case na ito ng Estrada versus Desierto, ang sabi dito, nagkaroon dito ng case because Erap questioned the legitimacy of the ascension of Gloria in power. So question niya yan. Kaya nga yung promulgation came later in March 2. Sabi niya, I did not resign. Pero sabi ng court dito, based on the Angara diary, the diary written by Angara which was published in the Inquirer, sabi ng court, there was an implied resignation. Kasi yung mga acts niya, nag-press release siya, na ganito, and then he left Malacanang. Those are implied.
Okay.
Na, Ngayon, ito rin yung gusto naming i-explore, na with the people showing in the streets, or sa social media man, kung hindi man yan mangyari ngayon na mag-resign si President Duterte, at least this is the start. Kasi parang wala na tayo, parang hopeless na, parang walang
Okay,
nagsasalita.
alright, yes, follow up.
Beg your indulgence, attorney. I'm trying to play the trolls advocate. sasabihin ng drone na kayo taga-Naga din ng Vice Presidente, pagdudugtungin kayo, how would you answer that?
Si Panelo, taga-Naga rin naman eh. Si Bicol, taga-Bicol din naman eh. Ano yan eh, si Salceda with his statement, si Congressman Salceda, pro-administration naman. Ako Bicol, as a party list, is pro. Eh kanya naman tayo sa, hindi ibig sabihin na taga-Naga, ako ni Vice President, Vice President.
At babalikan ko po yung tanong kanina ni Camelo, gaano po kalaki yung grupong inaasahan?
To be honest, hindi ito malaki. Kasi in the first place, sabi ko nga, minor group, sino ba naman kami? This is just a symbolic na pag-show. Na, kasi para tayo wala na nagsasalita. Even the opposition with the sedition cases na pinafile, wala na. Parang, na tayo, ito, sunod-sunod ito. Itong sa ABS-CBN, mayroon pa nga nagsasabi na tama lang yan, mangyari. Parang tama ba talaga na ganito na tayo? Hindi naman ito issue ng group, press freedom to. Pero parang, wala na. Parang tinatanggap na ng lahat ang nangyayari. So we want to start. We want to start a movement showing na may face. Yung Aus Duterte doon sa trending sa Twitter has a face. And kami hindi man kami kilala, minor groups man kami. Kunti man lang kami magtipon-tipon dyan sa February 22. At least saan ba nagsisimula ang marami? Kahit naman ang sa people power, hindi naman yan nangyari overnight.
Okay. Pahabol.
Okay, Senator po sana.
Go ahead.
Senator, alam ko po, bukas pa kayo haharap sa pagdinig ng Senado. Pero sa ngayon po, ano yung sentiment ninyo na is it highly appropriate, timely na kumalas pa ang Pilipinas sa BFA o are we throwing something na baka kailanganin natin dito?
That yung sagot doon sa tanong mo is the objective of what I was proposing of review. I am raising the issue of having to have this review to determine the question, do we need the visiting forces agreement? Of course, the answer to that question requires an examination of things. For example, how do we push our interest in the 200 nautical miles confines of our exclusive economic zone in the West Philippine Sea? How do we address the occupation by the Chinese or man-made structures, islands, so to speak, within our area of interest that is granted to us by an international court ruling? Sabi ng PCA, Permanent Court of Agreement, atin yan. Ano ang ginawa natin nung inukupahan ng Chinese? Itong mga man-made islands nito. Ano ginawa natin? So, ngayon, but that doesn't mean say, yung sinabi ng may nagsabi na hindi natin kaya. Hindi natin kaya, ibig sabihin yan, ipinamimigay na natin, hindi na tayo kikilos. I still raise the issue of having this raised before international courts. Let's go back international courts and raise the issue and question. Kaya yun, part of my review. The other point I want that to be reviewed is the process of termination of a treaty, executive agreement, international agreements that possess the three characteristics that I early on raised kanina. Political in nature, permanent in nature, may require changes in existing national policies. The Constitution is very clear. Pag nandiyan yan, kailangan ang shared power of the Senate and the President to be exercised. The question is, that is for approval of the treaties. Ang question, ito ba ganyan din on the issue of termination? Yun ang dapat maliwanagan bukas. And without naming names, there is a resolution in the Senate to raise this issue. Yung binasa ko kanina ang title, this is going to be heard tomorrow. This is a Senate Resolution number 305, resolution expressing the sense of the Senate that termination of or withdrawal from treaties and international agreements concurred in by the Senate shall be valid and effective only upon concurrence by the Senate. So, ibig sabihin, 14 or 17 sitting senators are saying yung power to approve these kinds of agreements is the same power that is needed in the termination of any treaty.
Okay. Senator,
Maniwala.
isang punto. Ang sabi, we've already served notice.
Yes.
And all we have to do is count 180 days. Now, in so doing, the train has already left the station. And among Asians, face saving is very important. What would happen to President Duterte's face? You know, you have to
Well,
save the face of the president too.
That is a psychological question that can provide many different answers.
Okay. But personally, how do
If you are referring to the face,
No, because among Asians, face saving is
I
important.
agree with that. I agree with that. But what is the legal process of this? Yes, 180 days after
The notice has
serving
been
of the
served.
notice, and I think there's still remaining 176 or 175 days. Ano? That 175 days, within that 175 days, things can
172,
still
if I'm not
happen.
mistaken.
Things can still be done. For example, a counter proposal, for example, for some modification of the existing visiting force agreement. In other words, amendment
Okay.
that can be proposed by any of the two sides.
Will that not make President Duterte more macho?
That is a
Less
that is a concern, yes.
Yes, of course. You know.
That is a concern, yes. But we still have the termination becomes effective only within the remaining 175 days.
Okay.
And things can still happen. For example, who knows? Maybe after a resolution of the question is arrived at tomorrow,
Okay.
that kailangan dumaan sa Senado,
Then you can go to the Supreme Court.
that is correct. Then we will go to the Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, I think in addition to the 14 or 17 senators that approved the resolution, dalawa ang isasama bukas. Former Senator Tatad, sinama ko.
Okay. So that will be very interesting. That will be
So,
very...
but to me, talagang kailangang ma-resolve yung
Senator,
question.
being former chief of staff, without confirming or denying the American hand, now that President Trump said, oh good, it's okay, we can save millions. Wouldn't that be a cover for the Americans to do something which we do not know?
I myself was surprised. Although I expected President Trump to do something similar to that. Because
Say
here is
something like
a small Indian questioning the big Indian. So, anong gagawin ng big Indian? Sabihin ng big Indian, oh, wow, baliwala yan. I do not need them.
Pero-
Pero sasabihin niya.
Pero,
But, you listen to Secretary Asper. You listen to Pompeo. And you listen to some correct. So, expected in the first place, how do we rate Trump? How do we rate him as a leader?
You cannot just trade him because he says one thing and he does the other, you know.
Exactly.
But let me refresh the memory of our friends. Was it in 1981 when then President Marcos told the Americans you pay us higher rent, or you can settle for some Pacific atoll if you don't,
You
and
know,
that started everything.
relationships and requests, demands from one side to the other change as the situation in the world develops. For example, we first considered in 1947 that the main threat to democracy was the Iron Curtain. And then in 1949, added was the Bembo Curtain. Right? Now, is the situation still the same? Maybe concerns may still be the same, but factors that should be put into the equation may be different. Like today, ano ang concern natin? Is West Philippine Sea.
That's why there is a big
Exactly. West Philippine Sea is our concern insofar as national security is concerned. Yun ang the question. There is, I raised a question, another question. With the termination move by President Duterte, is this a signal that we are shifting alliances? That's a question I raise. Are we shifting alliances? But of course, to answer this question, there is a lot of things to be studied.
And to be
There are a
considered,
lot
yeah.
of things to be reviewed.
Okay.
There are projected situations that will have to be examined.
Okay.
I cannot answer my own question.
Yeah. But things like this are really worth serious studies.
Exactly.
But in geopolitics, as in diplomacy, you give one to take 10, right?
Meron akong question dyan, Romero, if you don't mind.
Sige nga po.
In the move to terminate a historical treaty and agreement, in the changing geopolitical relationship, these are serious matters. Okay. Is Senator Bato's case sufficient reason to take this move?
Okay.
Termination of a treaty.
Okay, let's put it this way, Senator. Was it just a cover?
I don't know. You answered that.
I don't know. That's why I asked the question.
There are things that I do not know anymore.
Okay.
Because I'm not there. Remember, I have retired.
Yes. Yes.
I have retired
Very
from public
active.
service. After serving this republic for 63 years, I have retired.
You know,
But I have not retired as a citizen.
I may sound nostalgic, but we miss you at the Senate rather than, anyway. I won't add to the discussion anymore tungkol sa mga senador niya. Yes, question from CNN?
Sir, yun lang. How do you think this will impact the armed forces now for the longest time? How are the officers taking this?
I have not much touch with them anymore, no? Because we may have to assume that the thinking process may have also changed according to the times. But this is what I can say. Your soldiers are still your soldiers. Your soldiers are still believers in the rule of law.
No.
Your soldiers will follow the commander-in-chief if the commander-in-chief issues legal orders.
No, Mr. Senator, let me ask you this. There is this provision in the Constitution that the armed forces is the protector of the state and the people. Sure, if the good lawyer's views happen to be true, that the state is no longer that popular, will the armed forces be on the side of an unpopular state or on the side of the oppressed people, if you may?
You know, in 1985, November, December 85, January, February 86, I was asked about, me joining those sectors, even in the armed forces, to oust former President Marcos. Because they thought I was against President Marcos because of the statements I was using. That my fight is for democracy, not for the cause of President Marcos. That was my statement that went into the media. Okay? So they thought I was right to be recruited to the ranks of those against President Marcos. And so I said, the worst thing that anyone can do is to give the soldier a taste of political power. Because if the soldiers with the gun like political power, paano nyo sila alisin? And so I said, then and there, even to President Cory, I said that, never give the soldier a taste of political power, because if they like it, hindi ninyo sila mapapalis. Okay? And I raised that question here, now. I say that. Don't ever make the mistake of giving soldiers a taste of political power. Let him be in the cage. And what is the cage? The Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines.
But wouldn't
That is the cage.
Okay. Wouldn't the salary increases be an icing on the cake?
Well, I am a beneficiary. Now I can live with my pension. Compared to the pension of the teachers, compared to the pensions of other government workers, the soldiers never had it so good in terms of salary, in terms of pension. Yung kasabay kong nag-retire ng mga teacher noong 1991, nag-retire ako noong 1991.
Yeah.
Kasi ang pinagbabasihan ng pensyon ng isang maestra and other government workers ay yung huli niyang sahod. Kaya ngayon, yung mga kasabay kong nag-retire na mga teachers ay tumatanggap ng 2,000 to 3,000 pesos a month. Okay. You ask me how much I get?
Magkano?
Well, nasa record yan eh.
Oh.
Almost 200.
Oh, alam ni Ma'am yun?
Ayo, hindi nga ako ang nagkukolekta, siya.
Alright.
Siya po, may hawak ng aking land bank.
ATM card.
Oo.
Okay. Maliwanag.
Paliwanag.
Okay po. Okay. Question from a colleague from FOCAP. Deep. Question, please go ahead.
Kasi general.
What do you think of the future of the PFA? Will it be terminated after?
Can you
Yes, please.
hear?
Yeah.
Mr. Senator, what do you think of the fate of the PFA? Do you think it will really be terminated after 175 days?
Do you think it will be terminated after 175 days?
That is a question that can start being answered tomorrow. When you listen to the Senate's hearing tomorrow, because remember, the shared power is not shared power between the President and Congress. It is a shared power between the President and the Senate
Hindi, libo na peso.
of the Philippines.
Libo na.
Hindi kasama dyan ang House of Representatives. Of course, the House of Representatives can express sentiments on the
General
culture.
yan.
But the power, shared power, is the Senate. So hindi natin alam yan.
Yes, please.
Sorry, just a follow-up to what you said, pointing out about the difference in terms of the pension a teacher is getting now in your sir. I wanted to frame it in a more honorable way, but are you saying, sir, are you implying that the bigger pay and higher pension is reason enough for the members of the army to, well, not stand or oppose whatever a sitting commander-in-chief would say, sir, even if they would find it against their own, say, values and
Or would you say that they will be more complacent?
yes.
I wouldn't say so. We are grateful for the largesse that we are receiving. Okay?
I'm interested in the however.
Now, your soldiers, I still believe, are the soldiers that I knew. Minus, of course, some elements who took the other side. Marami tayong, meron tayong mga ganyan. Noon at ngayon, meron tayo noon. Pero, majority, your soldiers are still professional soldiers that will follow even the orders of the commander-in-chief, orders that are legal. To follow only, and I would like to take the opportunity to raise this to our soldiers. Follow only the legal orders that is given to you, whether by your squad leader, platoon leader, and all the way up to the commander-in-chief.
Sir, just a follow-up. When does a soldier be able to distinguish an order is illegal?
If the orders I receive is to kill somebody without due process, that is illegal. That's one. Meaning, if you are ordered to violate the laws of the Republic, illegal.
The Constitution.
Oh, that is a common it's that you are out of office namin yan as soldiers. Our out of office states that to follow legal orders. Out of office yan.
You're referring to the armed forces or to
Armed
the
forces, yes.
or to the uniformed service because the Philippine National Police is
Well,
different
I
from the
assume
armed forces.
that the uniform service is included. But I can say with authority as regards to the armed forces of the Republic of the Philippines. Yeah, the authority. But I assume, my assumption is that all those in uniform service.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. This may be out of the topic. How effective is the intelligence arm of the armed forces and the uniformed service? Because some people say there must have been some failure of intelligence in the case of people being listed in the drug list and things like that.
Well, that is police intelligence. That is not military intelligence.
So what you're saying is police intelligence.
But,
Okay.
so the question is expected. You expect the intelligence service, whether AFP or police, to compile information
For validation.
for validation. Hindi. For storage, so that when we need it, it's there. But they must be continuously validated.
Okay. Well said. Okay. Let's look forward. Anong inaasahan ninyong mangyayari sa Sabado?
Magandang tanong po yan. Kasi may tanong kanina yung ating kaibigan reporter dyan kung magiging effective daw ba ang 175 days na revocation ng PFA. Ipapalo ko lang po. The right answer is wait until February 22, doon mo malalaman kung ano ang kalalabasan ng PFA. Now, umaasa po kami sapagkat we are expecting na maging successful ang aming lakad sa February 22 sapagkat majority ng masang Pilipino ay napapagod na sa pamahalang ito, nagugutom na, natatakot na, naubos na yung takot, ang natira na lamang ay tapang. And in support kay Senator Biason, I agree with him sa rules of law. Tama po yun. Ganon din po ako, rules of law. Pero ang nakakatakot dito, wala na po yata ang rules of law. The moment na sinabi ni Rodrigo Duterte that the Constitution is just a piece of paper na pampahid ng kanyang puwet, ay wala na po yun. Wala na pong rules of law. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sinabi nga na yun, ano. And I felt concerned because the Constitution is the institution that provides order to our society as a people. You know, it is a reference, always a reference. Now, yung prospect of intra-constitutional public demonstration of objection to President. Are we looking at surveys? Take a look at the surveys. Are we looking at that? Because people power means kailangan majority nandiyan ng Pilipino.
Representative.
Exactly. Now, so, the question is, what does the survey say? Meaning, you ask the common tao sa streets, ano bang palagay mo kay President Duterte? Ano ang sagot nila? Siyempre, sabi nyo, baka natatakot lang. Ganon. But, to trigger a mass movement, kasi yung people power ni Cory, mass movement yun eh. As a matter, that was indicated by the vote on the Constitution. 72% of Filipinos voted yes to the 1987 Constitution. Okay? Now, what does the survey say about President Duterte? You have to consider that. I'm not saying you stop what you're doing. No. It is your right to express what you think.
Okay.
If you stay within the law.
Yes.
Kaya yung question of sedition. Sedition is proposing removal through force. Armed uprising. Yeah, that is rebellion. Hindi, sedition muna. Oh. So, to express your opinion on the value of one who is ruling the country, is not against the law.
Okay.
Pati na yung kanilang kaso ngayon, gag order.
Mukhang maganda yung gag order niya. Kaya lang mahirap na. Mahirap na dahil baka magkaroon ng additional letter, ibang dating. Yes. What do you have to say? Looking forward.
Before yung dagdag kong points regarding sa February 20. Yung gag order naman dun sa the motion na pinail ni Soljan Karim. That order applies only the ABS-CBN in its agents. We are not agents of the ABS-CBN, so we are still free to discuss the.
That's right.
Anyway, yung February 22. sabi nga ni Senator Biason, yung survey na papakita, the President enjoys
Popular.
high rating sa popularity niya based on surveys. Precisely, hindi ako masyadong familiar on how surveys are done, yung methodology ginagamit. Pero ako, I am basing on the expressions ng mga tao sa social media. Yung mga nakakausap ko din ng mga tao, ano yan? In fact, dito sa movement namin, aside sa maraming nagpo-post sa social media, kaya nga nag-trending sa Twitter hindi lang na-monitor yung sa Facebook. Marami. Ngayon, as against the surveys, syempre, sasabihin natin mas reliable yung surveys kasi yung methodology nila ay scientific. Pero again, hindi na ito pinag-uusapan ng methodology. May mga bagay na hindi na measure ng methodology, and that is people-centered. Hindi yan na-measure sa survey. Ano yan ako lang sa paniwala. Kasi kahit din naman noong 1986, during the 1986 is not presidential election. If we will be too strict or too technical and legal about it, it was Marcos who won. Kung sa numbers. Pero when Cory called for a civil disobedience February 20, million showed up. Million showed up in Luneta. That was not yet people power. And when million showed up February 20 in Luneta, nakita na ngayon ng United States na parang mayroon ng hindi talaga talagang nadaya yung elections. And so, nagkaroon na ngayon ng instruction sa yung mga reformist segment ng AFP to launch. This is the opportune time. So nung gumalaw sila in Ramos, in the RAM, natulugan ni Marcos, and Marcos was instructed to act swiftly. Ang problema, humugong na ang tao. And hindi na linalasta. So, what I mean is, surveys, kahit na yung elections ng 1986, numbers ang pinag-uusapan, in favor sa administration. Pero yung sentiment ng tao, hindi yun nakikita dun So, ito yung binabank namin. And so, we are calling the people na tama. Parang wala kukunti. Like now, ilang groups lang kaming sumasama dito. Pero we are calling the people. Show up on February 22. Help us na maipakita na marami na tayong ayaw sa ganito. And we cannot wait for 2022 kasi grabe ng damage sa ating society. Yun lang yung inaano namin.
Teka muna, may permit doon ba kayo? Baka mamaya nagrarally kayo tapos walang permit, doon kayo mahul.
May permit na kaming nilakad. Actually, sa Public Assembly Act naman, 3 days na hindi nila actionan yan. It is din approved. A week na kaming naglakad, wala pang action. Pero, mayroon naman tayong mga freedom parks.
Okay, pero
And din sa freedom parks, wala namang
saan lugar talaga?
People power monument kami. Kasi yun yung symbolic na ng people power. We want to reclaim that yung ideas ng people power sa
So Quezon City yan.
Quezon City. May sinabit na kami kahit sa Kamtaringan nagsabit na kami ng request.
Oh, very good. Okay, at least alam natin legal. Mahirap na, baka doon kayo ma-chapteran. Mr. Senator, your views about the Visiting Forces Agreement, how do you foresee the hearing tomorrow? How do you foresee the hearing tomorrow?
There will be arguments and counter-arguments to resolve that. The objective is to confirm the sharing of power between the President and the Senate. And if it is so passed by the Senate na kailangan yan, then magkakaroon ng problema si President Duterte. Now, sabi ko nga ang una, i-review ang question na kailangan ba natin ng BFA? After answering that, the next question is, what is the process to be used in the termination of the agreement? Shared power pa rin yan. Kung hindi pa, maliwanag, we go to the Supreme Court. Pupunta kami sa Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, according to the legislation, Dalawa kami ni Senator, former Senator Tatay ang kasama.
Okay, babantayan natin yan. Babantayan natin. Pero, alam nyo, sabi, walang people power na nagtagumpay kung walang convergence of sectors. Like, the military, the people, the church, and somebody said, an embassy along Ross Boulevard. I don't know whether it's the American embassy or the Japanese embassy. Yes, please.
All factors.
Yes, please.
All factors will contribute to non-occurrence or the occurrence of the objective of the move. Kasi kung wala kung tatatlo lang yung nagmamarcha doon ano yun? Pero pagka nagkasama-sama yan, remember, the church played a big role in EDSA 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ang nandason, nung tinatanong nila ako doon sa, yung kinukubida ako, nire-recruit ako ng grupo ni Cory, President Cory, Chito Ayala, Luis Santos, Paul Dominguez, sila yung lumapit sa akin na yung pinagalaw ako. Sabi ko nga, hindi ako pwede sumama sa inyo. Never make, I will say it again, never make the mistake of giving the soldier a taste of political power.
Yeah.
Yan ang aking terminology. Basic principle, fundamental principle sa akin yan. As a soldier, have I changed from that? No. I have not changed my views on that. So, andyan pa rin yung ang problema kasama ba simbahan ngayon? Kasama ba simbahan?
Meron po tayong silent majority na military at church people.
Well, I am concerned about
Kasi po, kinakailangan silent majority kasi may threat sila ng mga church
Okay.
people.
Sige, tingnan
nandun
natin.
pa rin ako sa issue na never politicize the armed forces of the Philippines. Okay? The church? Okay. Different sectors? Okay. But never the men in uniform. Don't give them a taste of political power. Baka magsisi kayo sa ulian.
Okay. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say thank you. Hindi nakalusot sa traffic sa C5 si Commodore Rex Robles. Sabi ko, umuwi ka na sa Cavite. Baka abutin tayong tanghalian, hindi natin kakayanin. So, I'd like to thank our good friend, Senator Rodolfo Biazon. You know, I wish you the best of health. We need you. We need you to say things that need to be said. I recall in 1992, nagsasalita siya sa rally, maingay yung mga bata, kinagagalitan yung mga bata, makinig kayo, kinabukasan nyo itong pinag-uusapan dito. Ngayon, may kumakandidato, sumasayaw lang, nananalo. Anyway, kasama rin natin si Atty. Ricky Tumotorgo at si Ginoong Ray Abad. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you. Salamat sa inyo.